Hello students, welcome back to the new session of lesson number 8, body movements. Last video I had already explained about the fish as well as the snake. Fish is adapted to live in water and it has some modifications for swimming in water. The head and tail of the fish are smaller than the middle portion of the body and the body tapers at both the ends. So it is called the streamlined. The skeleton of fish is covered with the strong muscles. During swimming, these muscles make the front part of the body curve to one side and the tail part swims towards the opposite side. I had already clearly explained, but you can see the picture how the fish is swimming and how its body movement takes place. First, the fish forms a curve on one side, then quickly the body and the tail curve to the other side. This makes a jerk and push the body forward. Next point, a series of such jerks makes the fish swim ahead. This is helped by the fins of the tail. Fish also has other fins on their body which mainly help to keep the balance of the body and to maintain direction while swimming. So these are about the adaptations of fish, how it can swim easily in water. And next about the snake, that also last class I had explained. So you can just revise that main points, how the snake can uh, move or how the gait of a snake takes place. Snakes do not have legs. They have a long backbone and have many thin muscles. These muscles are covered to each other even though they are far from one another. They also interconnect the backbone, ribs and skin. The snake's body curves into many loops. See on the picture how the snake curves or how it loops, how the body will be curving. Each loop of the snake gives it to a forward push by pressing against the ground. You had seen how the snake is moving so fast by the curving movement. Since its long body makes many loops and each loop gives it this push, the snake moves forward very fast and not in a straight line. This is very important. A dog can run straight, but a snake always moves in a curved uh, way only. It cannot move straight. So these are about the different organisms adapted to live in different habitats. Those who are living in water, they are adapted to live in that water. Best example is fish. And those animals or the organisms which are adapted to fly in the air, they have boat-shaped body, very thin and hollow bones are there, and the forelimbs are modified to wings, etc. And the forelimbs are just the muscles of forelimbs or the muscles of the wings are connected to the chest bone. So this is about the birds. And invertebrates, also the insects, they are also able to fly, but they don't have an skeletal system. Now about the snake, it is a snake is a reptile, do not have legs, and they have a long bony system, and the thin muscles are there, and these muscles are connected to each other even though they are far from one another, and they are interconnected, the bone, ribs and skin, and the snake's body makes many loops. Each loop of the snake gives it to a forward push by pressing against the ground. So since its long body makes many loops and each loop gives it this push, the snake moves forward very fast and not to a straight line. So this is about the snake. Now the question, or the you have some doubts that why different organism having different uh, types of gaits, or how many body parts are needed by different animals for moving from place to place. All these we can observe the animals and we will get this our doubts clear. Another question arising in our mind, why two legs for human beings and four legs for cows and buffaloes? That also very easily we can make out, because we are terrestrial animal, we can walk, and the cow, buffalo, etc., they are four-legged animals, they are ruminants, they are eating the grass, so they will have four legs. Ours, two forelimbs are modified into hands. So this type of questions we can clear from our observation with the nature. Now, about yoga, because this lesson is connected with yoga. Why? Because the body system, how it will work out, or how it will be moving, what will help for the functioning of the body system or skeletal system, how it can move properly, all these things. So, yoga is very important for the better health. Yoga is an invaluable gift of ancient Indian tradition. The United Nations declared 21st June, everybody knowing Yoga Day, all over the world Yoga Day celebration is conducting. Our school also we used to conduct that Yoga Day. 21st June as International Day of Yoga. Yoga keeps a person healthy. It helps in keeping the backbone erect, enabling you to sit straight and not slouch. Many postures in yoga require you to lift your own weight, which helps in making the bone strong and help word of osteoporosis. Osteoporosis is a situation in which the bones become very weak and it will become brittle. Slight touch, or if we will fall or hit, the bones will made into powdery like and it will get injured. It also helps in relieving joint pain, which is mostly observed in elderly people. In It tunes all muscles in the body and keeps them active. So these are the importance of yoga. It keeps the heart healthy and makes it work more efficiently. More oxygen will be entering into the heart, and more pumping of blood will take place. It will take to all different parts of the body, so we will get more oxygen in the cells and be energetic and active. Certain yoga postures should be performed under supervision of a trained person. Some yoga exercise everybody can do, but some of the yoga exercises always we have to do under the supervision of a trained person. Otherwise, it may cause some difficulties in our body. So, I had explained all the main parts of the lesson part by part. So, just I am going to recollect your memory. Last 8 videos I had explained part by part. So, just as a summary, I will read, so you will get an idea about which points we had given more importance and explained properly. The first one is skeleton. About the bones and cartilage forms the skeleton of the human body. So human body consists of bones, and along with the bones cartilages are there, because without cartilage the bones cannot move properly. It gives the frame and shape of the body and helps in movement. These are the functions of skeletal system. It protects the inner organs. So what are the main functions of the bony system or skeletal system? Bones and cartilage forms the skeleton of the human body. It gives the frame and shape to the body and helps in movement and also protects the inner organs. Now, the skeleton comprises which parts? It consists of skull, backbone, ribs, and the breastbone, shoulder and hip bones, and the bones of the hands and legs. So these are the main bones of the skeletal system. It comprises the skull, head region, then backbone, then ribs and the breastbone, shoulder and hip bones, and the bones of the hands and legs. Now, the bones are moved by alternate contractions and relaxations of two sets of muscles. This also I had explained. One muscle will be pulling or contracting, or other muscle will be relaxing. So there will be movement takes place, and alternate contraction and relaxation of these two muscles, the body movements can do properly. The bone joints are of various kinds depending on the nature of joints and direction of movement they allow. This also I had explained. Four types of joints are there. With with examples, I had explained all those four joints. Now again, I need not to explain. You can listen the video, so you will get more knowledge about that. Strong muscles and light bones work together to help the birds to fly. How the birds will fly, I had already explained. Listen that video. They fly by flapping their wings, moving their wings up and down. Fish swim by forming loops alternately on two sides of the body. One right side, then next time left side, like that they are taking the turns and the movement takes place. In the case of snakes, snakes slither on the ground by looping sidewise. A large number of bones associated with associated muscles push the body forward. It takes the loop and the body movement can take place as it has no legs. The body and the legs of cockroaches have hard coverings forming an outer skeleton. I told there are three types of skeletons: endoskeleton like human beings, and exoskeleton like this cockroaches, and also liquid skeleton in the case of earthworms. The muscles of breast connected with the three pairs of legs and two pairs of wings help the cockroach to walk and fly. Cockroach can walk on the ground and can fly to a certain distance also. So while walking as well as flying, its legs and the wings are helpful. In the case of earthworms, earthworms move by alternate extension and contraction of the body using muscles. Tiny bristles on the outer side, there are small rings, it is there, of the body help in gripping the ground. So this is about earthworms. Then about snails. Snails move with the help of muscular foot. It has an outer uh, shell is there, which is called the outer skeleton, and the foot and head portion is inside that shell, and when it is moving, that foot will be coming out. Then I hope you had already followed the lesson. If any doubt is there, you can listen the video which I had already given part by part. And after listening the video, please read the textbook at least 2 or 3 times. So you will get more idea about the lesson. And along with that, today I am going to wind up my class. So this lesson is completed. Coming days, you will get the notes on the PDF in Global Board. When the notes will come, please write in your notebook, write the index properly and complete the notes in time and try to learn also. At the same time, not only answering or not only studying the question answers, please read the textbook very thoroughly, because you came to know that the questions are coming from inside the textbook. So coming days also, next exam also, pattern is same. So please read the textbook and listen the video also thoroughly. I will come with another lesson in the coming videos. So till then, you study well, do your work, and we will meet again. Goodbye.